Welcome everybody to Bitcoin and Sunday night. Let's break it down. Let's break the music up. Let's break it up. Yeah, break it up. Let's move the music. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Shout out to everybody here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. We're going to do this every single Sunday night and break it down for you like we do. If you don't know what just happened, don't worry. That's a unique thing that happens here on this channel. Nowhere else. So don't worry. It won't happen anywhere else. Just here. No stress. You know, the only thing that looked hot today was Velvet. It stayed inside a tight channel. Velvet could pump up to 29. I don't own any Velvet. I don't care. I'm just showing you tight moving averages inside of a tight channel. The thing was already pumping. We went over it a couple days before it pumped. Velvet looks interesting. You know, it's a lower volume coin, so I mean lower, it has, lower market cap. Not a lot to move it up there. I own none of it. I just want to make you clear. I'm not trading it. I think it's high risk, but looks like it could do some damage. Compared to the rest of the market's not looking amazing. We're sitting at 114,900 for Bitcoin. Let's break down what I see happening. I had a long open. I closed it only up $30. Decided to just give it a quick cutoff there. I wanted an idea we were going to pump. And when I saw us kind of flopping to the downside, I looked at the trade and I was only up $30. I said, I'm out. It's Sunday night. I said, why even trade Sunday? I said, I'll come back another day. So that's how I looked at it. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP right off the bat and show what I see happening for BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is a liquidity map showing us kind of where the heat is, right? A heat map, liquid heat map. Right now it's telling us there is shorts above us, 117.5 all the way up to 121,500. That is the most likely scenario. That's the deepest pockets of the liquidity. We do have some liquidity below us, but whatever is bright yellow and dark red and all that, and there's our darkest red right there, the closest darkest red, 117.3. So BOOKMAP suggesting we're going to get a bit of a short squeeze at some point back to 117,000 and beyond possibly. So that's what we're seeing. Let's break down what, the kind of whole idea. Today we were looking at the 1 hour time frame, and even the 4 hour, seeing if the 4 hour could break out of this falling wedge to the upside. The 4 hour looks somewhat, bullish. We came to the 21-day moving average. But again, I got in here. We had a nice pump. We came back right around here. I must have got out. It was about 40 minutes ago. And then I saw that maybe even like an hour ago. And then this thing just kind of, maybe even a little longer than that, like 2 hours. And it started to fall further to the downside. So not looking amazing. Sunday night. Let's take a look at what's happening with the candle close and break it down. Yeah, just double checking with the sound guy there. Yeah, move on in there. We can switch up. Yeah, we got the night shift coming in here. Yeah. Thank you for the days. Yeah, sorry, Bobby. And Danny's in here now tonight on the night. So, all right. Yeah, there's nobody in here. I'm alone. I'm talking to myself. So, let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin. It opened at 111,137, right? The high was 116,665. The low was 110,621, and the candle closed at $115,268, up $4,130. I mean, we had a great week, everybody, and we made a bunch of gains. I made, more gains than Bitcoin went up, 4,000. So we made a beautiful, beautiful week of it. There was a lot of longs that I hit. It was one of the best weeks of trading I ever had. Accuracy-wise, I probably made more money some other weeks, but this week was just awesome. A lot of altcoins also hit up for nice pumps to the upside, too. We saw a lot of follow-through. Again, just like the last week, we want a little bit of red, just like this, with a wick back up, followed by a massive pump to the upside. So we're looking for the week. This week is supposed to, if we're bullish, close a candle above the next resistance. So all we're looking for is this week's candle. I don't care if it goes down for a while, back up and down, all around. Doesn't matter what it does. I just want to make sure it closes above 117,000. All right. $100. Really, 117.2 is the level. So make sure you close above where these two candles opened, this one closed, and where this one opened, right? And we're on our way further to the upside. What we're looking for, and what we've been talking about, is a bit of like an ascending triangle, right? Which inside of an ascending triangle, you know, most of the time is going to be that inverted head and shoulder. That can blast us to the upside. That gives us a measured move on the weekly to about $145,450 for Bitcoin, right? So, and we would be able to defy this close above 119 and so on and so forth. So it's not all bad for Bitcoin right now, but you know, the smaller time frames don't look as strong as I'd like them to be. But this makes sense. You know, up until tomorrow, we could get some red. We could even get some deep red. The wick could be pretty deep. It's not a big deal. And we need some red first, really, if we want to see a green week. We don't want to see it up because it will come back. You know, we want to see this dip. We want to see a weekly low. Then we want to come back to the upside. So far, so good for Bitcoin. I wouldn't get too stressed. 5-day candle, we don't want to see that, though. A tweezer top, but we have some time. We've got 3 days before that closes. 3 days also threatening a tweezer top, and that closes tomorrow night. So it looks like we may have to do some work. If that closes tomorrow night, we would have to suggest that's a little sketchy. You didn't get above this previous high too as well. So, and then here we are with the daily. So let's break it down, because everything changes once you see the daily make a local high there. So the daily did close a tweezer top, okay, Saturday, and that suggested that we would close a bearish candle today, which we did, because after tweezer tops, most of the time you get a pullback, 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 pullback. That one wasn't, you know, you got lucky on that one. But the majority of the time, also the 21-day moving average is far from price action, suggesting that we have to come back down to the 21-day before we get our big pump to the upside. That could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, somewhere to the Thursday, which would mean after the rate cut. So we could dump for 4 or 5 days, make the low of the week, get the rate cut, reverse the pump, get the pump, and then turn it into an amazing week, right? And get a massive pump somewhere up here to $119,000, $118,000. So, you know, in a perfect world, we dump for 3 more days. We get the rate cut on Wednesday night. That's when the liquidity comes in. The bank really moves the money on Thursday. Things start to get crazy as Asia and London, and we pump. And that would make sense. You know, again, it's a perfect speculation. Will it happen exactly as I look at that way? Maybe not, but it would be beautiful. You also have a previous resistance here on the daily at 114,000, which would make so much sense for us to get a bounce off of. So this looks likely to me. I see the daily pulling us further to the downside. I feel like we had our fun. I mean, the daily went up so much with just slight pullbacks, and now we're just too far from the 21-day moving average. It's time for the 21 to pull up and come back into price action. Ever so, I don't know, I'm hitting back into price action like this, and probably meet somewhere here at the dead eye, the bullseye there, 114,003 or 114,200. So I'm not saying that's a guarantee. There's some good, there's some other sauce here that says, hey, like right here, look, you have this supportive resistance. You have this resistance right here at 115K, which you may hold. And we're going to kind of deep dive the idea now. We're going to attempt to solve the mystery of what price action is going to do here for Bitcoin. So we do see some sideways price action. Like the next leg looks like it's not going to start till Thursday, right? And that makes, even if we were just speculating on the rate cuts, that's likely what's going to happen, okay? We're also going to give you Forex Factory, show you what's up for the week ahead, so you know exactly what days you want to be ready for the volatility, where you should maybe want to look for a big spike in volume, and maybe you want to actually protect yourself for a dump or a pump. And we're going to give you those exact times. And honestly, you got to know, if you're going to want to trade this market like we do every single day and attack, you're going to want to know what we're going to teach you tonight. This is a great show because every single week we go close and we make it all funny, close right at the beginning, because we want to break the ice, because it's actually a serious show. This show is probably more serious than all the shows we do the entire week, you know, and especially when we're like, you know, really heavily trading Tuesday and Wednesday morning with vigorousness. I mean, it does get pretty crazy, but Sunday night we go over and get ready for the week ahead. We plan, we get our minds ready. We know we're going to have a nice sleep tonight. We're going to wake up bright and early on Monday. We're going to work out. We're going to listen to Jim Rohn. We're already getting ourselves ready for the discipline and to show up with the right mindset. Mindset is super important. I do this live stream every single day to maintain mindset. I want everyone in my live stream, everyone in my group, everyone that follows me in my community to maintain discipline in and continue to push. So I show that discipline daily. The reason why I show up is I could tell you to be disciplined all I want, but when I show up every day, it makes you want to be disciplined. So I could say it all I want, but when I do it every day, it changes the world. So let's show by behavior. We don't have to say a word. We just have to keep showing up. Shout out to everybody that shows up for me on this channel. God bless the lifers. We're going to keep going. No days off. This is Sunday, baby. 4 live streams a weekend, and we don't stop. I love it. I won't change it for anything. Amazing times to be alive. Blessings on blessings. So 12 hour, also a little far from the 21, but a little closer, right? Could it get like a bounce up here and then go sideways for a while? We could see something like that. 8 hour time frame, back below the 200 moving average. Not my favorite thing there. The 4 hour, looking sloppy. So like the 4 hour started with the idea, right? Remember on Saturday morning that we might be able to get a bit of a pump. I was actually a little bullish on this flag, and I said, there's a chance they continue this. But then they went sideways. We got the dip. The flag started to look pretty ugly as the day began today, and I just, and this morning, if you watch my live stream this morning, I turned bearish. To me, it was very likely we were going to get a bit of a pullback there for Bitcoin. Golden Cross is beautiful, but a lot of times you get a little bit of a pullback at the Golden Cross. So, again, mixed signals, but some key areas of support and resistance too as well. You got some really strong support at 114,008. So wow, you know what? Some days are a lot more confusing than others. We're definitely for my system, this is a more confusing day because the daily wants to drag me down, but the 4 hour shows some strength. And this is where I really have to hone in on my subconscious mind to really deep dive, right? I mean, that looks like a Bart Simpson pattern that wants to dump you down to the 200 moving average, right on the 1 hour time frame. Again, you got some support here too as well, but it doesn't look amazing. If anything, you're going to have to make some type. So if we're bullish, we're going to have to make this kind of like a head and make some shoulders. And we'll have some time to figure it out. I don't think we have to jump into a long immediately. I think we'll have some time to see consolidation, and we'll be able to jump into a long somewhere around here. I wouldn't jump into a trade tonight. We have time to kind of watch price action. You may miss the pump back up to 116 and all that, but if you're not FOMOing and you're just looking at structure, you're going to be fine. If you're sweating every single dollar on price action, then maybe you'll bug out. But just don't get emotional. All right? Don't get emotional. Shout out to Andrew Yurkovic. Serious business around here. 100%. God bless you, man. And we have a $100 super chat from 8. Made a whole house on Friday using your strategies on GROYPER. Take a look for me. I think it might be time to get back in. Does it look ready? This guy made an entire house. Unbelievable. Thank you for the $100 super chat. And you didn't have to give, but you did. May God bless you. And so I'm helping people buy an entire house using my strategies. I mean, this is crazy, but this is what people say. I put this into the testimonials. This is what people say. People buy whole houses watching me. That's what they say. Again, this is what the people say. A champion of the people. A champion of the people, for sure, man. As much as we can be. Every single day. Every single day. Full moon, 5th of October, be ready. Oh no. I'll be in Singapore too in the full moon. It'll be interesting. So let's go over the bullish signs. This candle is somewhat wicking. We could still be in a bit of a flag that could do damage. There's still a chance this could just kind of eventually slip out and do some type of crazy pump. Maybe 16 hours from now, something like that. Still a chance. Or it just starts to go up like the way we're showing you here. To me, this is more likely because we need that daily to catch up to the 21. That Golden Cross tells me, though, that I don't see how we're just going to dump out of nowhere. So I'm looking for some sideways price action here. I'm looking for a bit of a bounce. Otherwise, we could make this kind of awkward shoulder, head, right shoulder kind of thing and drop somewhere into here. Excuse me, I was like, had a frog in my throat over here. Shout out to Sean and everybody out there on the live. Appreciate you all for being here and being amazing lifers. May God bless you. So yeah, I wouldn't make a trade tonight unless you want to be bold and still be in a long with a stop on the other side of like 114,474. But unless you were that bold, I don't know. I would leave it alone for BTC personally. Right. But yeah, that's kind of what I see going on for Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy. I'm looking for the bounce and sideways price action. Then I would think about longing. I think this is a very, very, it's a very aggressive place to long, so you will get rewarded heavily if you get in right there. To me, it's just too high risk for my personal strategy. So I don't, because we could just slump over and dump. There's no telling we're going to really hold that key level. If we bounce and consolidate, then this is a far more likely win for me. So I take that. Sam, can you look at Cardano? Let's take a look at Cardano and see what's happening to Cardano. ADA, baby, ADA. Cardano's doing damage. We have a setup for Cardano. I like it. It's looking beautiful. Look at this. I see it just getting tighter and tighter. Still time to get into Cardano before the big move there up to $199, $2. So Cardano's a slow mover. That could take a couple weeks for it to really, eventually blow out. And it's just getting tighter and tighter, waiting for its bigger move. I think a stop loss somewhere below 68 and a move all the way to $2 is beautiful. And that's a 5 to 1 risk reward ratio. That's 100 for 500, 1,000 for 5,000, 5,000 for 25,000. Pretty amazing. So Cardano, man, thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm a long-term holder of Cardano in at 2 cents. I'm up 40x and more, and we'll see where this goes over time. Shout out to my Cardano holders. Long time. We've been ridiculed, made fun of, laughed at by Alex Becker for years. But I never got rid of my Cardano. And I believe over time, there's going to be some magic happening with Cardano. I really do. 100%. Did you watch my macro technical analysis video? I broke down a lot of what I see happening into the week. And it's pretty awesome and interesting. And that video is really, really great. It comes out every single Friday afternoon. I highly suggest you take a look. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Rave Song Records. Love Learning. Crypto Maniac. And all the awesome people here that made it happen. Luke L. And Love Learning, I love you. Thank you so much for always being there for me. I hope you never, ever think I don't love you. I love you so much with all my heart. Crow is gone on a decent bump. Yeah, Crow too. There'll probably be some type of sideways price action on Crow before it gets its bigger move. Let's take a look if there's an opportunity for Crow. A lot of people are interested. It's a bigger coin. Is there a move here for Crow? So Crow came back to support. After a pump like that, you always want to really be taking profits when you're that far for the 21. Unless you're in for the really, really long haul. I get it. But the daily had to come back down. I do have support there. Why? Because that's a previous resistance area right there. But I'd be pulling the Fibonacci personally. And I really want to see the 618, which I guess we're about to encroach. The 618 Fibonacci right there between the 0.65 and the 0.618. I like that key area there for BTC. I also like it when I'm trading the NASDAQ. I like it for all the bigger assets. So Crow, I like it here too. Could it come further down? Possibly. The 786 is almost like oh my gosh, we have to bounce there. But this is interesting. I could see this thing do some numbers here and eventually move further to the upside. Key level I'm looking for is 51 cents off the bounce. I mean, if I didn't have any Crow, I'd definitely start thinking about accumulating it in here. If I had some and I wanted to add, might be a good place. Definitely a good place to think about. You have a lot of chop here where you might wick into the chop and get a nice bounce. I could definitely see this as definitely your retracement area, no lower than about 21 cents for Crow. And then it moves back up to 51 cents with a vengeance. Just coming to a perfect, after a massive pump like that, great news in there with the Trump media and all that crazy stuff. And then it came right back down to the 618 Fibonacci here. Makes sense. I've seen it like thousands of times in my life. Starting to definitely look at the key area. And that's why it takes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can even just hit shift and go sideways here. And it tells, look, that took 17 days. A lot of people don't realize how patient you have to be to get back into something once you sell it. Everyone wants to get back in. But there's going to be a bigger time. Let's take a look at Caspa. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's really a disappointing coin, to be honest. It's got to break out, right? I've got a long here that's didn't get stopped out, still bullish, but it's got to break out of here. We're looking for it to try, attempt to get its move here to the upside and bust a move. It's getting very tight inside this channel, and you would want to see it up back to 13. I mean, that would be its first target. It is hugging a higher low. I'll give it that. That's the most bullish thing, but man, it's taken so long for it to consolidate and finally get a move. We need alt season to save Caspa, really. It doesn't look like anything of its own catalyst is going to save it. It's going to need the whole market to go up for it to actually go somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with everybody. But there is a bit of a cup and a handle here. You do have a higher low. Casper to the moon. I do see it getting back to 18 or 19 cents, but after that, I don't know how much better it's going to be. That was a great sell by my buddy. One of my good buddies sold right there, and he's so happy he did. Unbelievable move, right? Surprise, the Asian market did not pump today. Yeah. I don't know. With the rate cuts coming, I don't think anyone should be pumping, because why would you be pumping? They're going to be able to sell their, they're going to be able to get involved too with cheaper, So everyone around the world will be able to benefit from that rate cut. So they're going to, I don't see why it doesn't make sense Asian would pump it, today. It didn't make sense to me. Now, there's basically a 96% chance they're going to cut the rates for sure. First time it's going to be amazing, because we've been waiting for a cut, geez Louise. But can we get a double cut? I'm predicting a double cut, which nobody has on the radar. Nobody thinks it's going to happen. I guess it's not. This is pretty accurate. So for me to go against the tide here is pretty strange. I usually don't. This usually says, hey, this is what it is. But there could be a curveball. I don't see a curveball for no cut. I'll tell you that. If anything, it is a double cut. And I'm sticking to my guns on that. All right? Bang, bang, bang. Casper needs tier 1 rough. Yeah, exactly. It's just, man. Yeah. Yeah, and they delayed smart contracts. The last time when they first came out with their beam coins, they had a bit of a hiccup. One guy was getting too crazy with the mouth. That was part of the team. There's just been some ups and downs. The tech is still there. It's still a great project. I still believe in it. All right. When I saw Cat's going to blow up, I can't have that happen. I know a lot of people. So I hope a lot of people have that idea, because a lot of people don't sell it. So we're stuck with it for a while at least, and we'll go from there, right? So yeah, I see Bitcoin kind of imploding, likely getting a bit of a move to the downside. I honestly see this kind of coming down to the 200 moving average, going through this gap. I expect Bitcoin to kind of go down for whatever reason, you know what I mean, or sideways. I'm not getting a lot of positive pump vibes here out of BTC. Below the 200 moving average on the 7 got the dump, below the 2 on the 5, and below the 200 moving average getting close, below the 2 right there on the 1. And that's my signal to long when you get above it right there. Beautiful longs. And look at the dump to the downside when you got below the 200. So looking bearish on the small time frame trend, which bleeds into the bigger time frames. And so I see what I see. I showed you what I showed you. They need a bounce and to turn it into some type of inverted. You really want to see this go shoulder, head, shoulder, do something crazy and get out of here. Otherwise, this thing's going to Bart Simpson its way to the downside. So I'm bearish or sideways. I don't see a big pump coming. I would guard my capital, keep it on the sidelines, and just sit pretty, waiting for a better opportunity like we will get, because we will get a better opportunity, because I know. Because I look for great opportunity, and we do get it almost every single week. So we're going to get it. It's going to happen. It's coming our way. It's just only a matter of time, okay? Have no stress. And if you're stressed, you keep losing your trades, you don't know what's happening, go to cryptolifer.com, join the trading group, get the education, at least for a month. It's $99. It could save you. It's like people pay insurance so they don't have to lose a bunch of money. $99 is like insurance, man. Join the trading group, get the insurance you need. Then you'll get the education that'll help you, at least teach you what you're doing wrong, so you can learn to change it. If you have no idea and you're full of emotions and you have no place to start, then where do you start? Nowhere. It's just a constant emotional roller coaster with snowballs into more and more losses. We got to get you on the right page. We got to slow you down, get you around a group of people that are disciplined. Everyone in my group has a plan, has an idea, maps out their trade, tells you to do the same. Get with a group of people that don't stop. We doubled in the bear market. This is the strongest trading group in the game. No one else is even able to survive right now. My trading group continues to rock and roll because we teach people how to make it. Look at this guy. He said he, made a whole house on Friday using my strategies on GROYPER. I mean, it's just insane. What the heck is GROYPER? Damn, with only 1 million market cap, though? That's so shady. I don't even know now. I'm wondering, but is this the same coin? I mean, it went sideways. It did bounce off the bottom, possibly. I don't know. Crazy. What these people are doing over here. Here's the bot. It bought here. It still believes that there's some opportunity because it did make a long. which is pretty interesting. So the bot is in along. All right. Mind check a DEGEN. That's a coin from middle cycle of this cycle. I still own some DEGEN because it's connected to base, and I believe base will be big. It's sad what happened to DEGEN. We were starting to get the move, and then DEGEN just completely collapsed. I speculated on it at the wrong time. I really did. Like somewhere right about here, we got the pump, and then lost all the gains that we made. It was insane. It's still in a bit of a descending triangle. Like I don't like how it looks, but it's in a bit of an uptrend. It's that same cup and handle that every single altcoin's in. Right? Here's your handle. There's your cup. And they're all just waiting to break out. And you just got to hope that when the whole market rips, it's going to take everything that's at the bottom to the upside. Like there's really like it's a tough market for some of these altcoins. Like are they all going to survive? Maybe not. You know, you would think base would come back with a vengeance strong and things connected to base would move, right? But that's what you would think, and you never know. I don't over speculate. So you're looking for this kind of inverted head and shoulder to break out of here to the upside. It's tough. Let's take a look at your 4-hour. First thing you're going to do is get above the 4-hour 200 moving average, which you did do. Came back to retrace on it. That's a good sign. What I would do now is I would look for the 4-hour, okay? Check this out. I'd be making something like this. See, look for it to do the ascending triangle and break on out of here. Again, you're going to watch Ethereum. If Ethereum is bullish, DEGEN follows with base because base moves with ETH in a way, okay? Let's take a look at Ethereum while we're saying that and see what's happening to ETH on Binance. I like Ethereum. It's interesting what happened to ETH here. So ETH was looking good, but then they kind of played games with it. Now they got ETH in a bit of a flag here. This could be ETH's turn tonight while Bitcoin goes kind of sideways. I'd be looking for ETH to possibly get a bounce here on the 4-hour time frame and get the pump. Bitcoin could go kind of, maybe Bitcoin gets a little bit of the pump too and does what we were saying out of that, makes that triangle, ascending triangle. Right now, ETH looks like it's going to make a move. I like ETH retesting this key area. Again, Bitcoin could take it down. It's a sketchy Sunday night, but man, ETH looks like it's going to bounce and bounce strong back up to 5,100. I could be wrong, but ETH has some strength right there. Sol was the big winner last week, all the way up there, banging on them to the upside. You got to love your Sol bag if you're like me. 240 for Sol. Looks like you could make a shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then start to, go slow. Or could at least go sideways here and turn it into something bigger. What we're going to want to do is we're going to watch that pump on the daily. We're going to take a look at your stochastics RSI, away from the 21-day moving average. And yes, that's going to have to remedy itself some way, either to the side, either further down or sideways. But the 21 has to come back into price action, in my humble opinion, before we can get a continuation. But look, the 21's curving. I like it. So I'm looking for price action. It looks like we're going to get a sideways week into the rate cuts. And then look, it says we can start pumping maybe 10 days after the rate cut. Maybe you even start pumping right there on the 22nd. But I guess it looks like we're going to mull over a little bit first. If we get the rate cut, you'd think Bitcoin would pump first. And then altcoins would pump second, which would make sense that we would get some type of the volume would come in a little later. Jacob and Pan rate decision on the 18th. Rumors still raising them on October. GROYPER, our online far right group. By the way, what the heck? You guys are crazy, man. The dude wasn't far right. He was far left. If anyone thinks the dude was far left, you're out of your mind. Far right. He was far left. He was living with a transgender person. That's what they said. Again, you'll be like, oh no, that's not the truth. A lot of stuff is out there that's not right. You know what I mean? Look at this, a far right. It's so crazy. He wasn't far right, Andrew. You got to get your just, I love you, man, but we got to be you want to get your facts at least clear, man. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah. Looks like this week we'll dump early. Yeah. I mean, these are just facts. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? He was not far right at all. He was in discords that were linked to Antifa. You know what I mean? You can go over, you can do whatever you want. I mean, also, who knows if he could have been a patsy. I'm watching videos that look really weird, man. I'm seeing other things. I'm not going to talk anymore because I see truths that other people that I can't even bring up here on the channel. But I'm seeing some stuff that's got me, I got a lot of questions actually that I asked and I never got answers to. And I'm not going to bring it up here because it could go so crazy, right? Yeah. All right. I love Andrew. Super supportive. That's why I don't want to get into things besides just making cake and getting paid in crypto, because that's what I do for everybody. You know, if I get you paid and I teach you, it is what it is, right? Yeah. At the very least, do the research before speaking. Amen. 100%. Yeah. That's crazy to even say that. You know, that means, because that was the first thing that came out, so that means you did like the first bit of research. Yeah. Anyway, I'm out of it. I'm not getting into it. I'm moving on. It doesn't matter what the guy did. He never ever hurt anybody in his life, right? He never put it, so I don't know. It is what it is. I'm moving on. We look for Sol to do something cool like this. Nice little sideways price action before it makes a monster move to the upside. Again, I took this from this here and expanded it. And so far it's doing kind of pretty much exactly what it should be doing, which is pretty interesting. So we'll see. And my target is there. Yeah. Nick and the GROYPERs are disavowing whoever stole you. That is, oh my gosh. Thank you for the $50 super chat. God bless you, man. Crazy, man. That's cool. I was just explaining what a GROYPER is since you didn't seem to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have no idea what a GROYPER is. I don't sit online like you guys do in crazy groups talking about nonsense. I'm not trying to be rude. I shouldn't. I mean, most of my lifers are watching the charts, so I know who I'm addressing, but I have no idea what these people are saying. It does look like Tyler Robinson is some type of patsy. Something weird is going on here. But again, I'm not going to... something strange is going on. It's never the story you're being given. It's always something weird, man. You know what I mean? Ape going ape to make a point. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. God bless you, man. Yeah. Whoever stole you that is misinformed. Amen. Thank you. He was far left, not even close. 100%. 100%. But again, to me, it looks like a setup. So he runs. No, listen, he gets off the. One of my friends, if you really want to know or get into it, my buddy Ryan, I have a guy that I've been friends with for years. Check him out. I don't even want to say it now because it's like so controversial. But I have a good friend. This is all he does. I know him well. I've met him probably 4 or 5 times in person, and we've become good friends, man. I know what he does. He's cool. This is all he's doing right now. He's spending 10 to 12 hours a day on this, and that's what he does. He runs like a conspiracy type of channel, so he gets paid to do it. Like I get paid to do this, and he's amazing. And he's found some things that are just absolutely bananas that are really, really got me completely wondering what's happening. So. You can't believe anything you see anymore. There's always 3 truths to the story. Yeah. So yeah, Nexo looked interesting to me. It's very, very tight. See how tight it's getting? I would watch this on the 3-day chart. I would watch it closely on the daily, on the 3-day, on the bigger time frames. It's above its 200. It's getting very tight. Has a use case. I could see Nexo doing some damage. 255 is the target. It's up to you. You do whatever makes you happy. Hype is also holding us down here after the bigger breakout. I look for it to kind of do some type of bullish retest here. Smaller time frame. It is following Bitcoin with the kind of dump over, but it gets the pump. It starts going sideways. We get another move to the upside too as well. Kind of like this. Let's see. Looking for it to do it there. It didn't do it. That's why I always do this exact same thing. Like this and like that. If it does the thing, I get in. If it doesn't, I just go on to something else. You see what I'm saying? It's a projection theory. You only take what projects into what you're projecting. You don't have to chase if it doesn't make sense, right? But I'd like this to bounce like Bitcoin, go sideways. That bullish cross in the 4-hour has me thinking that maybe we don't get the dump. It's interesting. Just stick to crypto friends. Let's not bring heat to Sammy. Amen. Yeah. Anyone understand how hard it is to take apart and put together a monster knows something is wrong with what we're told. Yeah, he took it apart, put it back together, then he took it apart, then he put it together, then took it apart, then put it back together, then threw it in the woods. Makes no sense, right? Because they found it together, but he had to take it apart, right? To get by everyone. There's a lot of holes in the story that don't make any sense. We're not being told everything yet again. There's never transparency, man. We should be allowed all the CC footage of that entire campus. We want to see him running. We want to see it. We should see everything that they saw. They should take us through the investigation frame by frame as the American people. We should be able to see it all. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking for. But will we ever? I don't think that's ever going to happen. There's always some, ETH BTC, I'm telling you, starting to look pretty interesting. I would focus on Ethereum. Remember, it was all ETH, all ETH. Then it slowed down for a week, right? A couple weeks. People were slow. Then ETH ETFs have picked up. Even on Friday, the word was ETH ETFs were inflowing heavy. ETH Bitcoin, bit of a cup and handle. I could see ETH take the show tomorrow. I'd pay attention to ETH Bitcoin while everyone else is paying attention to everything else. Looks like ETH may steal the show here. And with sideways Bitcoin, you're going to have money flowing into Ethereum. All right? Do you think Bitcoin will reach 109,000? Right? Yeah, but then the criminals know exactly. Man, he wanted to put it back together, so he needed to grab it. Who knows? Could actually be the guy who knows. Hey, maybe you're right. I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded, man. Believe you me. I'm open-minded. But there's definitely some questions to be answered. That's all. That's all. Follow me on x.com to find out more if you want to learn about crypto. All right? And find out about what we're doing every single day. Go to x.com to find out more. I greatly appreciate that. And there's so much interesting stuff out there today on X. I'm there every single day. And we also post a lot of the stuff that we're doing, all the every single time I go live. And just like things that I think of through the day, tips and tricks to help you trade and really kind of make you think about what you're doing. Really, really awesome. So, stick to the charts, my guy over here. Hey, we live in a very malleable world, it seems. 100%. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. Yeah. Above tops, yeah. My mom-in-law passed away. She fell and never could recover. My mom passed less than a month ago. My mom had dementia, both in such a short period of time. Pray for my wife and I. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. It seems to be the case lately, right? It seems to be the case. Hit the like button, everybody. Shout out to Underground Crypto. Thank you so much for the love, man. I appreciate you. And all we could do is keep focusing on the love, keep pushing every day, and keep maintaining that lifer attitude, that positive attitude that the lifers do. All of you do. Everybody here on the channel. God bless you all. $181 in chat revenue. You people are buying me steak dinners today. I mean, that's amazing. I've spent about $80 on steaks, fed a friend. A couple people came over today. And thank you so much. You know, it always seems like every time I give, I actually took a bunch of people out to dinner yesterday too. And every time I seem to give, you guys always seem to hook it up, man. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I'm so blessed and so thankful to be here every single day on this channel, to have a YouTube channel, to have any type of influence in the world is a blessing. Dear Lord, thank you. Every single day I wake up and I'm blessed to have this channel, and I'm blessed to be here with each and every one of you. So altcoins, I've gone over a bunch of altcoins. Tomorrow I spit out our new kind of token metric list. We see kind of what we're looking for, what could come our way. We get ready for the week ahead. As far as today, I wouldn't go too crazy on Bitcoin. Like, I wouldn't start going nuts. You know, Ethereum looks interesting. I'll give you that. May want to start, focusing on a possible position in Ethereum. World Liberty Finance looks like it kind of bottomed somewhere at that 15. It's retraced back up to 21. Looks pretty interesting there. Solana holding 240 is strong too as well. And you think if Solana starts to do damage, then you're going to see Pendle go hard. You're going to see a lot of things that do DeFi pump. I wouldn't be even surprised if Near and Injective start to get a bit of a move. Radium is too, because, Radium is going to be that DEX with Solana, and so on and so forth. And then Hype starts to pump, Myro pumps, Floki pumps, Bonk pumps, all the Solana memes. AVAX did damage just as we talked about. Let's take a look at AVAX all the way to 29. And that was it was a boring long-term trade, but it did exactly what it was supposed to do. And it held its gains too as well. And we talked about AVAX for days. It even trended on X.com for a while. And there was the first time we talked about it. And then the second time, in case you missed it, still holding gains. Look, the 21 has to come back. At one point, the 21 has to touch price action. Bitcoin's in the same scenario before we can get our next big leg to the upside. If you want a huge leg, you got to touch that 21. You can get a little pump. The 4-hour can do something. It's not over. Like, you can get some type of price action. You can get green price action, but you're not going to get the monster move until you get back to that 21 yet again here on that daily. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't pop like that, right? What do I do with my collar over here? Why is it coming out of my jacket over here? What is going on over here? Get in there. Get back in the coat over here. This ain't 1975. Hey, paisan. And, Bitcoin losing 115,000 right now. It looks so likely like it's going to take a drop, even maybe to the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. That daily is pressing. I'd be careful. I wouldn't short because I don't short uptrends. I just wait for possible perfect entries on longs and take them. And I wouldn't go crazy on altcoins today. I really wouldn't. I would watch price action tonight and be wary. We have 3 days coming up. You don't have to be a hero. Please don't be a hero. Everyone wants to be a hero at the worst time. What does that mean? Well, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Another guy saying you should be taking the financial advice. But what does a hero mean? It means they go all in because they feel like this has to be it. Like if they don't make the trade today, that's it. And their emotions take the best of them. It's usually Sunday night or some crazy late at night time. They wake up to begin the week just completely demolished. You know what I mean? And then they got to pick up the pieces. By the time they pick up the pieces, it's been Wednesday. They missed the pump. When you're on the wrong side of the trades, Saturday and Sunday night, and you start the week off down on Monday, I'm telling you right now, it's very hard to get back on the right side of trading. Once you're on the right side of trading, it's amazing. Like when you see things for what they are, like right now, if I was stuck on that we had to long this flag today, we have to long this flag, we have to long this flag, like there's no other way, I have to long this 4-hour flag, it's gonna, and I just was stuck on my emotions, right? Then I would long this with a huge stop, and tomorrow, if they rip this thing down, they're gonna take me out, and I'm gonna wake up down, then I'm gonna probably chase along when they dump it more, you know what I mean? Then you're on the wrong side. Waking up on the wrong side on Monday is horrible. I've done it, it stinks. So I'd rather have a clean slate tonight, let price action do its thing. Maybe they pump it tonight and go sideways. I wake up tomorrow, we're going sideways. I call the long when I wake up at 7 in the morning like we do, and we go from there. Otherwise, it's kind of shoulder, head, right, shouldery. I see this thing coming down. We're losing the 200 moving averages on other time frames. This looks kind of like it's a Bart Simpson. That's a Bart Simpson coming to the 200 moving average of the 1 hour, at least coming to test a double bottom at 114,006. So I'm bullish. I'm bearish for Bitcoin right now on the short term. Not a huge bear. Like I'm not like. I don't believe this is the end of any big rally, but I believe, on the short term, some pullback is coming for Bitcoin for sure. Without a doubt on my mind, And we even talked about that this morning. And look, we are lower than I was this morning, right? I said, it doesn't look bullish to me. I said I wouldn't be opening up longs today. And then I did open up long later just in case, because the flag looked for a second like it could get busy. I was like, damn, why do they got to make it look like that? And if you're not able to react quick like me, you could have gotten hurt doing that. That's why I'm always weary of ping-ponging. But I do say when I open, I do say when I close, and I don't BS. Right when I do what I say, I'm going to be honest. Because even if I have to look stupid sometimes, even if it's not perfect, I got to tell you what I'm doing. Right? So I see this making a move. This looks shoulder, head, right, shouldery. Shoulder, head, right, shoulder there. I see this coming down to the 200 moving average. I see a move down. I see the daily having to reset to the 21-day moving average. I see the 4-hour having to reset to the 21 as well, or to the 200. Yeah. And now that you're below the 200 on the 4-hour, it's more likely that daily is going to come on down or at least go sideways. Nothing crazy, but just not awesome. Let's jump into the chat now that I've kind of expressed exactly what I see happening tonight. And thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't have to give like that, but you did. That's unbelievable. Okay. So we have a lot of super chats here. We have 8 with the 20 gifted memberships on top of that. And then you give $150. So you gave I think those are each $5 a piece. So that's $100. That's $250 you gave tonight. God bless you, man. My first time here. That was incredible. Shout out to Tori. That's your first time here? No way. Really? What was incredible? What was it? What did we do? Oh, doing your first time at the weekly candle close, maybe? This is Tori. You've been on the channel for a long time. Maybe you've never come to the weekly close. Hi, mate, and God bless. I've been watching your videos for a year or more, but from an hour ago, I became a 99er. Glad to finally join. Keep it going, as you already do. Serbia calling. God bless you, Philip. Miso. It's Milo Salvacek. Yeah, Philip Milo Savicek. Thank you so much, man. God bless you, brother. Andrew Yurkovic, Sunday nights, he goes serious business. God bless you so much. Wake up, Sam. Can you look at Ada? Thank you, we did. Can we look at ATH? We'll take a look at ATH, yeah. Can you mind looking at DEGEN? We looked at DEGEN. I skipped ATH there, didn't realize there, sorry. Victor Navarro, have no fear. Sammy is here. God bless you, man. Bank of a Band, rate decision on the 18th. Rumors that raising them on October. You never know. God bless you, man. And then some GROYPERs. Ignore the hater. Yeah, God bless my man. Master friend, I love you so much, man. Nick of the GROYPERs are, yeah. Shout out to Abe, thank you. SWE, let's take a look at SWE and ATH. Let's take a look at SWE and ATH. I got a big sweet. I would just look at it on the 3-day and I wouldn't play games with. Like I wouldn't be trying to pickpocket it or fling it or, I'd just be getting in, building a position and selling a big load when we get to 9. You know what I mean? With a little under a 3X. I mean, and we started getting this sweet at 70 cents too. We'll get a nice 10X out of that puppy or more. And sweet, baby, sweet. So I just see we hold on, we wait our turn, it goes sideways, and eventually we get our pump over time to 924. Really nothing crazy, really boring. I'm not going to elaborate. I'm not going to go too crazy. I would use the 3-day chart. I would hold on for dear life. I would keep DCAing and positioning myself. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do whatever makes you happy. This is what I've done. I've got a big old bag. I'm waiting for the pump. I've got conviction and I'm waiting. There's nothing else I can do there. It is what it is, right? And let's take a look at ATH. Ether, which I actually hold a bag of. It's supposed to be beautiful deep in, right? Deep in gaming, like everyone's hard drive could be used. Wow, it finally got a big pump. That's awesome. I've been holding this thing for a long time. That's amazing to see it go up that much. It hasn't moved that much, right, since May. So this is awesome. It's been months since we got any type of pump, and now it's clearing some type of resistance. I like it. It is getting away from that 200 moving average, the 21 there. The daily, I would look at that daily and see how far it's getting for the 21. I'd be looking for it to kind of, I don't know though. It looks pretty interesting here. So look, it's breaking out as we speak on the 1 hour. Like that's a flag right there, right? It's got a measured move. So I say it pumps up here, and once it does that, then the daily will come back to the 21. It looks like it's about to go a little higher to 8. Shout out to any of my Ether holders holding me down, baby. ATH, all-time highs, baby, all-time highs. Get it? I like that. I like that. I like it. Hit that like button, everybody. Yep, CRV, could you take a look? Kurt, we'll take a look at CRV from Kurt on this beautiful Sunday night. Feels like a Friday night to me every night, baby. Let's take a look at CRV. And again, thank you so much, man. It's just amazing. I put up every single day. I never know how it's going to go, but you people are always super awesome and supportive to me. I just can't believe it. So CRV, this thing gets hot because it has a use case, right? You can borrow and lend, curve finance, right? So once we start to get a movement in crypto, people are going to start borrowing and using it, and the TVL will go up, the total value locked. When people say TVL, they're talking about the total value locked. How many people are staking? How many people are involved in the DeFi protocol, right? And the higher that total value locked, the more people are participating, right? This is a bit of a kind of a double bottom. This kind of has cup and handle vibes. That's a higher low above the 200. This looks bullish. I think you're onto something. The sad thing is we may get a pump, come back down, get tight, and then pump later on, but I do see it headed to 320 over time. And I believe this is probably your best place to get in with a bunch of big resistances here, revisiting above the 200. It's not a coincidence. That would be a strong level of retracement. Also, if you take a fib here, you can see you came back down to the 618 golden pocket bounce, and you're right in that spot. So you got the fib retracement, you got the 200 moving average, you got supportive resistance. It looks pretty nice to me. If your 3-day chart is also low, it's telling me, yeah, I mean, that's probably a screaming buy right now. Again, accumulating on the 3-day. I told my group about it. I went over it today. I'll keep harping on you guys. One day you'll trade the 3-day epically, and you'll remember me, and you'll be like, Sammy. It takes a long time. First you start with that 15, that 1 hour, then the daily. Then you tell yourself you're going to trade the 3-day, but you don't have the patience. You can't do it as a beginning trader. You think you can. It just takes two. You can't. One day you gain that patience. You see it before it happens. You plan it out weeks ahead. You get the capital ready. You DCA into the 3-day. You wait a month, 60, 70 days. You DCA out. You make a massive boatload. You use the 3-day stochastics from bottom to top. You trade the cycle. You become a long-term winner. I teach you how to bang on them with a long-term swing trade. This is the key. This is where the big money is. I'm telling you right now, you can make more money swing trade the 3-day spot than you can trade leverage, man, if you know how to do it. Remember, trading's all about using your capital at the right time. If you traded every single Sunday night, you would have lost so much money. But if you traded Monday nights, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night, the odds are you would have done a lot better. So if you just keep trading the wrong nights and you have horrible, horrible timing, it's going to affect your trading. You got to be with a group that understands what's happening. What if you open up trades 8:30 on Tuesday and you don't know anything about what's happening on the week ahead? Which we're going to break down for you right now. So let's break down the week ahead. You're a trader. You don't know you have no idea what core retail sales are and retail sales on Tuesday, September 16th, right? You don't know anything about it. So you open up, you start trading, you have the day off, let's just say, and you start trading at 8:30, you get absolutely wrecked. You lose half your portfolio, you have no idea, because you had no idea that core retail sales were coming out at 8:30 and they were going to wreck you. But if you were in a trading group with a mentor, he would explain to you all these different nuances in the market. He would tell you why things are going to happen and when. He would tell you when to be cautious and when to watch. He would get you ready on Sunday night so you are ready Monday morning, 24 hours ahead of time. Throughout the week, he would be showing you this. We already went over this Saturday night as well. So Monday, we have nothing, okay? Tuesday, September 16th, right? 2 days from now. Today is the 14th of September. We have core retail sales and retail sales. How much retail is selling? That's going to matter. If it's low, right, that's bearish. If it's high, that's bullish, right? How strong is the economy based on the retail sales? It was 0.5 previous. It went to negative 0.2. So a drastic, and now the forecast is -2. If that thing is at 0 or 2, sorry, 2, I'm so sorry. That was at 0.5, it's at 2. I went down accidentally. 0.52 there. If it's higher than 2, we're going to get a big pump in the market out of nowhere. If it's lower than 2, we're going to get a red candle. It's crazy. Same thing here. Okay, so we want to have this, basically, we want to see this above forecast. We're going to have more retail sales, core, and month over month. Then we have the rate hike on Wednesday. We all know about the volatility. That it usually takes so much volume out of the market that the next day is kind of sad and slow because so many people get wrecked. Bitcoin dumping, 114,850. I'm telling you, it doesn't look bullish to me. I would not be in a long. You do whatever makes you happy. You know days when I'm long. I'm like, I'm all over it. I'm going long. Let's go. I'm raising the stop. I'm a screaming hyena for the long. Today, I'm telling you, I see short-term bearishness. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to keep you with the probable, and I'm pretty dang accurate. I'm sorry to toot my own horn, but dang, show up every day and see what I'm saying, and maybe you'll find out. So the Fed funds rate we'll find out at 2 p.m. Then he talks for an hour, and we go up and down with the market, right? And we'll see if we cut the rates. I don't see how we don't pump. Everyone says it's already nothing burger. It's priced in, but I mean that money's going to be flowing into the market too as well. So I don't know how priced in it is just yet. Okay, and then we got something else, and then Thursday. The next day, we get unemployment claims, which is crazy, right? And that's going to, if those are too high, that's going to dump the market. If they're lower, that's going to be good for the market. So we want to see those lower than 245. So we have a lot coming at us. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. Like Monday, take your breather, man, because it's going to be crazy. And then Friday, we're all going to be exhausted from the week. We're probably going to be like, slow week, low volume Friday. Like I wouldn't expect too much craziness. So this is where we're going to make most of our money. Most people are going to get, most people are going to make their money, and most people are going to get wrecked. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can see it. Preferably Tuesday and Wednesday, the majority of people are going to lose all their money. I'm going to guide you to not do that, all right? So if you basically don't lose tons of money on Wednesday, you did what 90% of traders aren't going to do. So we're going to get you ready. We're going to get you positioned, and I'm going to be ready. And I'm not just going to talk the talk. I'm going to walk the walk. You're going to see. We're going to be here every single day without a day off. We're going to nail it this week. God will keep me healthy. God will keep me going. God will keep me disciplined, and I will do 5 days this week. Every single day, and I will nail it. I know I will. I am strong. I am healthy. I am going to be consistent. I am going to hit it. I am disciplined, and I'm going to keep just dominating the game every single day. God bless everybody. Use I ams. I ams teach you. They're like it's a high frequency when you use I am. That's why Jesus said, Yahweh, I am what I am. He was telling you to say I am. He was teaching you so much about who you were through himself. The guy loved you with all his heart. Jesus was so amazing. His teachings are insane. Like, Jesus was the coolest dude in the game. Seriously, like, you would have wanted to hung out with Jesus every night if you knew him. Like, you would have been like, man, you a cool guy, Jesus. I'm serious. People like, you know why? Because they kind of like, they turned Jesus into the stick figure in the church. You know what I mean? But he was cool, man. You know what I mean? He would have rode the motorcycles with you, bro. He would have been out there, man. Jesus was the man, you know? You got to, like, realize Jesus was like your buddy, man. And he had love for everybody, and he understood how to raise his frequency. He didn't let anybody lower his frequency no matter what. Understand? I mean, one time he did bug out. All right? A couple times. You know? Happy Sunday, CRV. Could you take a look? But somebody even said that story is somewhat misconluded. And he was actually a lot calmer than thought, which I believe. You know. But God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in, and thank you for being amazing. We love you, and we appreciate you. Okay. God is great every day. Amen, baby. Amen. Amen. So, and again, shout out to Terrence Crawford, man. The second after he wins, he gives all praise to God. And he does it for a minute, isn't it? He's like, everything for God. I wouldn't get it for God. Like, God didn't create this moment for me. And this whole entire place for this all to happen, And I even thought, to beat Canelo gave him his so Canelo had to create a legacy and fight all those fighters and become amazing. Then you beat Canelo and everyone says, you're amazing. So Canelo raised the bar. Like, if you don't beat Canelo, you're not amazing, right? And the only reason you're amazing is Canelo beat so many people, which made him amazing. So even your foe creates your legacy, because without beating someone amazing, no one thinks you're amazing. So it's like you got to defeat the person you defeat creates who you are, and he has to have something to it. It's such an amazing idea, man. Last night hit me hard. I went to watch the game, but I fell asleep, in all the pre-fights. I opened up my eyes right as Terrence Howard was getting announced. It's 1 a.m. when they started that fight. You got to wait till 1 a.m. to watch that fight. You had to be up from 1 to 2 a.m. to watch the fight. It's so crazy, right? And I had a busy day today. I don't even know what I was doing. And I still somehow watched the fight because I got 3 hours of sleep from 10 to 1. Then I watched the fight. It was crazy, right? What if you're trapped here because of God? This place is a prison. Oh my God, that's so scary. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that's the reality, man. I believe I'm a free spirit that can fly away. Maybe, maybe that's what someone could attempt to do to me. But no, Yeah, and amazing games today, too. Like, my buddy came over, watched the Eagles game, and, they took care of business. The Chiefs falling apart, man. Honestly, there was a big play right there where Travis Kelce just had to catch the ball, but he fumbled it. So, look, this says we're going to go up to 117,005 and then maybe all the way up to 121,750, right? So, again, maybe something crazy happens tonight and we do get a crazy reversal. I'm ready for the shoulder, head, shoulder. I'm ready to get in right here with a stop below. I know what to do at the right time. I'm not going to react just because you get a green candle. I'm going to have my projection. I'm going to wait for it to project in. And I'm going to either trade my system or I'm not. You can't let the market tell you what to do, folks. You can't. All right. Round 5, Canelo ran out of gas. He kind of did. Yeah. I was saying that's up for the East Coast audience. It ended at 11 p.m. I know. In San Diego, you guys were able to watch it from 10. Oh, yeah, because it was on in Las Vegas, so they didn't care. I just realized that. So yeah, so for you guys, it wasn't a big deal. I was like, the fighters were fighting at 1 a.m. No, they weren't. They were fighting from 10 to 11. I was like, then this broadcast is on at 2 a.m. They had I was like, no, they were on from 11. Well, it was a beautiful day. All coins still pump. They held their pump. Onda was up. SEI's up, right? Hyper's up. Near's up. Render had a nice pump the last few days. Sui had some movements. Doge had a bit of a pump. Ethereum's moving. We even saw some movement in TAI. We saw some movement in AIs. We saw some movement in DPEN. Even Virtual had a bit of a move. So slowly but surely, we're starting to get a collection of strength here in the altcoins, but it's not amazing. And Bitcoin is struggling tonight, right now. Even if BOOKMAP says we're going higher, that's not always 100% just because it's there. There's still liquidity below us. We could see some lower lows. It's not all up, right? Who here agrees this is the absolute best YouTube channel? Thank you, Vegas Claw on the house. God bless you. Thank you for being here. I think this is the best. I would like to expand this channel beyond just crypto at one point, like a network of networks where we just do truth. And we have so many different people. We have it's a network, and I'll hire different people. We can have different shows. And I want to go all the way to the moon, man. I want to create a whole new way of thinking around this earth. All right, what's up, Mr. Lifer? What are you thinking about SEI? I love it. I already talked about it. I said I'm all in. I said it looks great. I'll show you the setup that I got for it and what I'm looking at for SEI, all right? See how it's just getting tighter and tighter in this little zone? And again, it may come down a little bit. It may come down a little bit to 31 right there, but I just see it getting tighter and tighter, just like the rest of these coins. And I see a right shoulder. See this? I see left shoulder, head. I see a right shoulder and an explosive move right up to this liquidity zone. And you're going to be at 73 before you know it and wish that you were DCAing on all the lows. Again, I have a big bag, so I wouldn't mind FOMO when you win. But I'm bullish on SEI. I think this is your last chance to accumulate right in there before our massive pump comes, because then the rate cuts come, the free money comes, and then October, Pumptober, baby. And the alts always do damage in Pumptober. So anything is possible, but I'm looking for the big move here to the upside, right? I'm looking for the big move to the upside. Did anybody watch the fight with The Saudi Arabian kid there with the green shorts, Michele, I think. I wanted to tell my wife started watching it with me, and then she went to sleep. I fell asleep. Did anyone know who won that one? Did the Saudi Arabian kid win, or did the I think it was a Puerto Rican kid and a Saudi Arabian kid. I could be wrong. What do your network? You have to when you do your network, you have to get his love for a conspiracy show. Nothing brings very alpha like he does. Oh, he does, really? I didn't know that. Okay, then me and him should go on Rumble. No, man, I'm ready for whatever. No. Now I love Google. 100,000 subscribers every single day. YouTube all day long. I love you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to jump out of here for the night. I don't want to keep you guys up all night staring at the charts. I believe it's a good idea to shut off that screen, get a good night's sleep, get yourself ready for the week ahead. Unless you're trying to short this, which it looks like you're going to make some gains because I see some lower lows, I'd let it go and just find out where we land tomorrow. All right? Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow as we start our week. Monday's going to be amazing. I'll be in the group early. I do an update at like 7:30 in the morning. So join the trading group if you don't want to start at 10 a.m. like we usually do. And you want to get, because a lot of times we made massive gains this week before the show even started. I was up 3K. So if you want to make some money, if you want to find out how to do it, if you want to look at the education of how traders go at it every single day, join the trading group. Come on in. We're there every single day. I start early and I end late. I was up all throughout different parts of the night. I'm going to grind like you've never seen. You'll never see someone work like we do, man. Our work ethic is impeccable. You'll see. Talk is cheap. Actions are everything. I love you all. Thank you so much. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. Keep pushing yourself. Master friend, I love you with all my heart. God bless all the additions, man. God bless everybody here. Stay strong. It's a roadie, not a stopwatch. This ain't never stop. I love y'all. Be safe. Stay blessed.